So let's understand the controls on the VacUpack Visaal. There are two different vacuum levels. So first of all, there are 4 different buttons here, and they're just numbered quite simply, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Vacuum, pump, seal, and start and stop. So on the vacuum, anytime you punch one of these buttons, it's going to tell you that you're going to run the vacuum. So if you run the vacuum twice, it's going to give you a little bit longer cycle to run the pump. If you touch it again, it's going to go back to 1. So there are only 2 different vacuum levels on this machine. The pump obviously just has 1 setting, so if you touch the pump button, it's going to bypass the vacuum settings and the seal settings. So it will just run the pump, and then you just use your stop and start button. When you want to adjust the amount of time that the heat seal is, go back to vacuum and run the heat seal. For in this case, I'm running a heat seal of number 2. And then you can increase it up to 4. So there are 4 different settings on the heat seal. Now the thing that I've added to this machine is another switch in the back. When you flip it up, it changes the transformer into a little bit higher wattage. And then you still have the same 4 settings on the heat cycle. So basically you can run the heat seal at 1, 2, 3, 4, and then increase it in the back and get 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this will let you do the retort pouches on this machine. So for most of our sealing today, we're going to keep it in the normal sealing setting, which is down. And for almost all the bags that I've ever done on this machine, a heat seal setting of just 2 seems to be fine. So I'm going to run there on 2. Your stop and start switch lets you start the machine and or stop it at any time. Okay, so now we're going to explain how to run this machine when you don't want to run the full vacuum cycle. So in this case, we've got our squishy little football again. Set the vacuum cycle at number 1. We're going to have the heat cycle set at number 2. And we're going to start the machine. And keep an eye on the gauge, and when it gets up to about halfway or 3/4, you're going to run the heat cycle. That will seal the bag and let air back into the chamber, but this time we're only going to take some of the air out of the package. So now we've got a much softer pack, but we still have a little bit of a vacuum in there.